Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we are diving into the absolute art and science of Moroccan mint tea. If you've ever had the pleasure of tasting it, you know firsthand that it's so much more than just a hot drink. It's a deeply rooted cultural ritual, a gesture of profound hospitality, and a sensory experience that really just brings people together. Today, we're going to break down the exact step-by-step method to create this everyday luxury right in your own kitchen, using the traditional techniques passed down through generations. Here is our quick roadmap for today. We'll start with a welcome to Moroccan Atay, look at the essential ingredients, learn how to extract the tea spirit, and brew the mint and sugar. Finally, we'll perfect the kashkusa foam and explore the three-round tradition. Let's get right into it.
Part 1. Welcome to Moroccan Atay. Understanding the cultural ritual.
So if you're ever planning to visit or live in Morocco, understanding this drink is basically your cultural passport. You don't just drink this tea, you truly experience it. In the local Darja dialect, this iconic drink is called Atay. And here's the thing you have to understand. Atay is almost never drunk alone. It fundamentally represents generosity and social connection. In Moroccan culture, offering a glass of Atay is often the very first thing a host will do to welcome you into their home or even their shop. It's an instant icebreaker and a universal symbol of warmth.
Moving right along to Part 2, the essential ingredients, building the foundation.
You might think you need a massive, complex pantry to make incredible atay, but building this foundation is remarkably simple. Now, for a truly authentic experience, you are definitely going to need a brad. That's the traditional, heat-resistant Moroccan metal teapot that's designed to go directly over a flame. As for what goes inside? First, gunpowder green tea, which gives us a rich, slightly smoky base. Second, a generous handful of fresh, highly fragrant spearmint, locally known as na'na'. Third, you need a sweetener. Traditionally, that means heavy amounts of cane sugar, though raw honey absolutely works if you're looking for a healthier option. And finally, boiling water. That's literally the whole shebang, just 4 elements. But the magic is all in how you combine them.
And before we start brewing, here's a really cool fun fact for you. This brilliantly illustrates the incredible global journey of tea. Even though this is the quintessential Moroccan beverage, the base ingredients, the gunpowder green tea and the sugar, historically made their way to North Africa all the way from China. And actually, it's called gunpowder tea because the tea leaves are rolled up tightly into these tiny, round pellets that visually look just like old-fashioned gunpowder.
Let's move to Part 3, extracting the tea's spirit, the awakening and washing phase.
Okay, this next crucial phase is probably the most technical part of our lesson. If you've ever watched someone prepare Atay and thought, wait, why are they giving the tea leaves a bath before brewing anything? Well, this is exactly why. We have to awaken the leaves. You'll start by tossing about 1.5 tablespoons of those rolled green tea pellets straight into your empty barad. Meanwhile, in a separate kettle, bring some water to a rolling boil to prep for a very delicate 2-step washing ritual. This specific step is what separates a pretty good cup of tea from an absolute masterclass cup. Here is how this ritual actually builds. First, pour 1 cup of boiling water over the leaves in your teapot. And then, this is absolutely crucial, let it rest for exactly 1 minute. Don't stir it. Then, without mixing, carefully pour that liquid out into a separate glass and set it aside. This first pour is known as the spirit of the tea. It holds the absolute purest first burst of flavors from those leaves. Next, pour a 2nd cup of boiling water into the teapot, but this time, swirl it around vigorously and then throw that water away. Yep, toss it. That second swirled pour is just washing the leaves, cleansing them of bitter residues and dust, perfectly prepping them for the main brew.
Part 4, brewing mint and sugar, the infusion. Now that our leaves are awakened, totally cleansed of bitterness and opened up, we're ready to infuse all these flavors together on the stove. This is where it all comes together. And the order of operations here is a total game changer. First, pour that spirit glass you saved right back into the teapot. Fill the pot with boiling water, leaving just a little room at the top, and put it directly on your stove to bring it to a light boil. This really deepens the flavor, but, and please pay close attention here, you must turn off the heat before you add your fresh mint and your 3 to 4 tablespoons of sugar. If you boil the fresh mint, it'll burn, and it's going to turn your tea incredibly bitter. We definitely don't want that.
Which brings us to Part 5, perfecting the kashkusa foam, the performance. We now transition to the physical performance of the Moroccan tea ceremony. Because making Atay isn't just a culinary task, it's a visual and auditory performance. It all comes down to how you handle the broth. Notice we haven't used a spoon to stir the sugar at all. Instead, before anyone takes a sip, you mix the ingredients by pouring a hot tea out of the pot into a serving glass and then immediately pouring that glass of tea right back into the teapot. You repeat this beautiful, flowing motion 2 to 3 times. This perfectly dissolves all that heavy sugar and blends the fresh mint oils right into the green tea.
So when it's finally time to serve your guests, you'll instantly notice this sort of unspoken competition in Morocco. Everyone tries to pour the tea from the absolute highest angle possible without spilling a single drop. It's a gorgeous, cascading pour. But why do they actually do this? Is it just for show?
No way, it is absolutely not just for show. Pouring from a dramatic height physically aerates the hot liquid right as it hits the bottom of the glass, creating this thick, frothy crown of bubbles known as the kashkusha. In fact, many Moroccans firmly believe that a glass of atay without this frothy head is basically incomplete. Sometimes they'll even toss a tiny bit of Arabic gum in with the sugar just to make sure this foam sets up flawlessly.
Finally, Part 6. The 3-round tradition. The philosophy.
The thing is, making the tea is really only half the ritual. Drinking it is an entire journey of its own, deeply rooted in social significance. Unlike grabbing a quick cup of coffee on your commute, atay is specifically designed to make you sit, relax, and linger. It's traditionally served in 3 consecutive rounds from the exact same pot. Now, because the green tea leaves and the fresh mint are just sitting in that hot water throughout your entire conversation, the flavor profile inherently changes over time. It deepens, it strengthens, and it evolves with each new glass you pour for your guests.
There's this incredibly beautiful Maghrebi proverb that captures the emotional and flavor climax of this ritual so perfectly. It says, "The first glass is as gentle as life, the second is as strong as love, the third is as bitter as death." Isn't that wild? The first glass is light and sweet, gentle as life. By the second glass, the mint and tea have deepened, strong as love. And by that final round, the tannins from the green tea have fully released, leaving you with a robust, stringent finish that is as bitter as death. It beautifully illustrates how a simple drink transforms to represent the profound, inevitable stages of our human experience.
At the end of the day, mastering Moroccan atay is really an act of warmth, hospitality, and good manners. It's the universal signal for, hey, I have time for you. So, my final question to you is, now that you know the art and the science behind this incredible beverage, whose cup are you going to fill first with your new skills? Take these steps, practice that high pour, and start building those connections. Until next time, keep learning and keep exploring.